Okay, here's a quick fix video for you just with regard to antenna placement. Been having heaps of difficulty flying this silly thing in that it just seems to be very jerky and not very smooth and all of that. And so I've decided to put a stabilized receiver in it. So I'm putting a Lemon RX receiver into this plane. Taking out the old Spectrum AR620. But the AR620 was kind of nice that I didn't have to worry about where to put an antenna. But now as I think about my two antennas, it's great having that diversity. That's far better than just having it all in one spot, such as that. But I want to place these two antennas such that they're perpendicular to each other. So where am I going to put it? Am I going to stick it up through the top and put a little tube up through the top? Yeah, I don't really like that idea. I could put one of them sideways without any problem at all, but then where do I put the other one? In the bottom of this, we've got the duct for the ducted fan. Well, let's see, can't really see it, I guess, but inside there you got that big duct that goes all the way through. So I don't really want it hanging down inside there. So what am I going to do? Well, the plan is that I'm going to put one down this way through the foam. I'm going to aim to be above the ductwork, so I'm going to aim for a spot about here, okay, so that I miss that ductwork in there, and then do the same on the other side, and so I have two antennas that are perpendicular to each other, one down that way and one down this way. And keeping in harmony with the good old barbecue skewer techniques, I'm going to do it with a barbecue skewer. So this guy, I'm going to have the cables go to the back. So it'll sit in there like that. So right about here would be an ideal place to put it. And I guess I can take this off now. We're not using that anymore. Okay, this bit here does come off. And I want to make sure I don't go through that. And that only goes up into there a small distance. I could take it right off. I'd have to cut the decal there. I assume it's got something that holds it down in the front, although I don't see it. So anyway, I need to miss that, but if I go just a little bit above that, that'll miss that. And I don't see anything else that'd be going through there. And let's see, I want to be in this area about here. Okay, so that sits in there like that. I'm going to go into there someplace. I want to aim for a spot over here. And so I'm going in right here. Could go in higher, couldn't I? Yeah, that just sits on top. So I can go as high as I like right there. And I want to aim for about a spot there, have it perpendicular here. So there that goes. Let's see how far we got. Let's go a little bit farther than that. Yeah, not much. That's going to be plenty like that. Okay, there'll be one. So that went down on that angle there. So, barbecue skewer 2, perpendicular. You don't have to be this precise, but you know, it doesn't hurt, does it? Gotta miss that. Yeah, pretty near perpendicular. Okay, let's see, let's consider again how deep we want to go. Not that deep. Okay. That's that and that. And when this goes in there, I still got to put the Velcro on the bottom of it, but when that goes in, that'll set in there like that. And this one will go down through the hole into there, I can tape that down, and the other one will go into the hole on the other side. And hey, we've done the job and didn't even require an antenna tube. All set. And thinking this through, I realized that when I put the battery here, I've got this little channel dug out here for the connector for the power. This kind of comes over and it sits down in there like that. So I'm putting this antenna cable down out of the way, and then I'm going to tape over top of it. I might as well tape over top of this other little guy here too. Okay, so that keeps the antennas into the hole, and it keeps them out of the way, keeps them getting yanked, pulled apart by something else. Now the other thing is, it would probably be a nice thing to have my telemetry hooked up. That's the telemetry port there. For telemetry data, in this particular case the voltage of the battery. You do have to make sure you put it in the right one. And the telemetry one is the top one when that's considered the bottom. So what I need to do is solder this into that connector right there, and then just tape it up to where it kind of follows along. So that'll be our next thing to do. Okay, so what we're wanting to do is put the little voltage probe onto the power thing there. This can be just plugged into the balance connector on the battery, on the red wire. But you have to remember to do that, and it gets knocked around, bent around, and whatever. So I think it'd be a good idea to just solder it in here with the power cable. Well, as we need to connect the voltage probe to the positive cable, the red one, and we want to end up with heat shrink over top of it, that meant we had to remove the existing red cable from the connector, get a new heat shrink slid on there ready to go, and then solder it back in place. So we did that, soldered the power cable in place, and then we soldered the probe wire onto that one. We then used the heat gun to get the heat shrink shrunk, and it was all set to go. Yeah. See, that's gonna come back like that. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, so that's done. Well, I trust this quick fix video has been helpful to you. If so, hey, subscribe. Keep these things handy. And of course, there's lots of other things on the channel that you'll be able to benefit from. And by subscribing, well, you'll be able to keep those things available and be able to refer to them as needed. Of course, if you have questions or comments or even suggestions, put them in the comment section below. And then make sure you have a look at some of the other videos on our site. Well, I'm RC Jim. You have a great day and enjoy your flying.